And so the calm before the storm. A game this so engraved into sporting history. These two teams have squared up so many times before. It is a rivalry whose significance has never been diluted and never ever will be. All stemming from that simple dread at the very idea of losing each to the other. Everyone here is obliged to win. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. Jim, this one always matters.
Well, I for one don't think that just because there's nothing resting on it, Peter, a game can lose its edge, and certainly not when you're facing opponents like this. So I hope the players will approach this with real professionalism.
So it's down to business here. So Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
Yeah, Robert Lewandowski. He's just about the perfect all-round striker. Not least because he can finish equally well with both feet, Peter.
He's having a shot!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Fran Garcia. Valverde. It's a good spell of possession, this. Now, can they get it back? Bernal. Vermeer. Lewandowski stood his ground strongly. Yamal has it out wide and in space. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And the pass is intercepted. That has been slung wide. Cross from Rafinha.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
Tries to pass it through. Oh, super ball. Brilliantly cut out. I wonder what you've seen, Jim, over the early moments of the game.
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
Kubasi. So it is still 0-0. Bernal. Now it's Yamal. Tchouaméni wins the duel this time. Barcelona looking to get their possession game going here.
Yeah, it can be very stylish and expansive to watch if they get it to the standard.
And he shoots! Oh, he did the hard part right, but fluffed the finish.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Takes a shot! Denied by an instinctive save.
He's definitely living up to the occasion here. He just loves being out there amongst it.
Giao Cancelo with the short one. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. And now they can spring out of defence. That has ended up in no man's land.
Barcelona have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
Valverde. Rafinha. It's Pedri. Kubasi. Valverde. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Oh, what has happened here? That's a bad place to challenge. What's he giving? And he could not have picked a worse time to give one away.
Yeah, well, they were exposed and vulnerable, and he knew he had to do something to prevent a goal then.
Oh, brilliant stop from Courtois! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Now it's Lopez. Oh, what a climb! Goal! Barcelona! Barcelona are in front. He watched it all the way, and the finish was unerring.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
Lewandowski! Sticks it away! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye. Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Well, Peter, they should just never have lost the ball from there, but you have to give credit and fairness to the front-footed pressing too. Made things quite uncomfortable for them.
Barcelona are doing real chance! And it's hit the woodwork and has another go! He's missed, but not by that far.
Well, there wasn't too much wrong with his effort. He needs to get on the ball again and give it another crack. I would.
Time perhaps for one last twist before half-time. Pedri, he's looking wide.
That was lovely, that.
He's shifting through the gears here. The ball swung in. Some resolute defending there. Yamal. And that's gone behind for a goal kick. Tchouaméni. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Valverde. And it's Garcia. Tchouaméni. And he's forced to go back. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Tries to play it through. Carvajal. And it's Carvajal. Here's Tchouaméni. Nicely weighted ball, nicely spread. That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner. This possibly the last play of the half. Climbs up big!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Corner number 2 then. He's there to hit it! Now he wants to get in on the act here.
Oh, they're just unrelenting, Peter, wave after wave.
And that is going to be the final action of the first half. How do you look back on the first 45 minutes?
And the boss is going to be disappointed with the way his team just switched off for those 2 goals. They'll have to take some risks now to try and get back in this game. And it's easier said than done, as we know.
That gets things going for the second half.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
Great vision. Spread neatly. Up he goes! And for a moment, time stood still.
For talking about creating a problem for yourself, OK, credit to good pressing, but that was entirely avoidable.
Strong running down that left flank. Vinicius Junior. Valverde. And it's Arda Güler. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Bernal. He's found a way past. Cute ball now, how can he reach it? Now there's a fine ball, played in. Goulet. Brahim Diaz. Now he's got space here. He can run onto that. He's had a shot! Off the post! Mbappe made a good run there. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Pinches it off him. Lewandowski was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And they win it back again.
Look, they've had their chance to regroup and rethink. Now they've got to stir a revival.
Quarter of an hour into the second half. Well, they're certainly pressing with purpose here. Oh, he's found support out wide. And they've got a throw. Time then for the first substitution of the game.
Well, he's someone renowned for his pace and those darting little runs, but also for being a very good ball carrier as well. They want to add more dynamism to that front line.
Se va a producir un cambio de jugadores. El dorsal 21, el dorsal 8, el dorsal 20 serán sustituidos por...
Finds himself on ceremony. Goes for a shot! They've got to be quick to recover this.
Barcelona have turned up with a human blockade. This is top defence.
João Cancelo, lobbed in behind. Lopez. Alaba, nicely aimed pass. Hops for safety. Now, can they get him away? Madrid still have the cards to affect this game. Now it's Lewandowski. No, that's been intercepted. Camavinga. And smartly reclaimed. Now this could be a chance. Vinicius, can he finish? Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
Vinicius Junior deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
Araujo. Pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Just about up to 75 minutes. And it's Olmo. He has found the way through. Goulet. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Ball's played through. He's in plenty of space here. Howson did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. And no, that was never going to make it. Cute ball now, how can he reach it? It's Lewandowski! Oh, it looked like 3-0 for sure.
Lewandowski is fully aware of how important that could have been. Probably game, set and match.
And he's being shifted off it. Out to the left it goes. Here's the return pass. Pedri. Camavinga.
Well, this does not look promising, Peter. The least they can do is to give the crowd something to cheer about, but that might be difficult from here.
Dani Olmo. Now it's Lewandowski. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Howson. Plays a sharp little ball here. And it's Alaba. It's Vinicius Junior. Into the last 5 minutes. Looking tidy in possession here. Played out wide, played back in. And it's Camavinga. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And here's Vinicius Junior. And the finish! There's a goal! With so little time left, grandstand finish! That is a super smooth goal, beautiful manoeuvring of the ball, and splendid authority in the finish.
Oh, what a touch. I mean, how good was that? Poetry in motion.
Madrid give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish.
Well, who's under pressure now? It's going to require some inspired defending to stop this lot.
Added time going up here, it's 3 minutes. Chouameni, Goulet, now it's Mbappe. Camavinga, and here's Vinicius Junior. And that is that. Well, that was intense, an enjoyable contest that either could easily have won, ultimately decided by just the odd goal. So there it is. What struck you most about that?
Well, you can never predict the results of these games, as your usual indicators like form become pretty irrelevant. It's a tough one to take, but these players have got what it takes to come back from this.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. So hello and welcome to everybody who has joined us for the build-up to this occasion of ultimate tribalism. And as you would expect, that build-up has been remarkable. They fight here not just for the pride of their manor, but in the ultimate show of one-upmanship. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. Well, it's as friendly as it can be in the circumstances, but you feel the rivalry.
Well, exhibition match sounds like an easy-ozy game of football, Peter, and a picture-perfect occasion until the word pride gets a mention. And it's likely to have quite a big say between teams that could easily be sucked into an excuse for another feud. Why let an exhibition match get in the way of that? So these two will be going at it very, very strongly.
Well, if you did just miss it, we are up and running already. It's Lewandowski! That is terrific from Lewandowski!
Well, this is already looking rather ominous for the opposition. When a player of his calibre can open up the scoring with a brilliantly classy finish, it could be a very long match for that defence to prevent it happening again.
He gave it plenty and some. Thrashed it. Shot, surely! And the ball's come loose here. Bernal, Pedri, João Cancelo, and Rafinha. Martin, Pedri, Chouameni is the guilty party there. Well, it's not taken him long, and that's going to be a booking. Pedri, Kubasi, and it's Pedri. Barcelona looking to pass their way through. Fermin gets into a good position. Chouameni, Valverde could move up a gear here. Oh, that's clever. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. And that is as far as they're going to go. Now it's Yamal. He's shifting through the gears here. Mbappe.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
And he's forced to go back. Tchouaméni. It's a good spell of possession, this. Brahim Diaz.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Pedri did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Mbappe! And it's Carvajal. Tchouaméni, and that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Martin. It's Pedri. Tries to pass it through. And no, that was never going to make it. Pass somewhat off target. And that has left him in a heap. Nice try, but he wasn't buying it. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now looking to orchestrate a counter. There's the crossfield ball. Yamal. Good take, and is he in? Goulet. Valverde. Shifted it to the flank. He's a sharp little ball here. Rudiger cuts it out.
OK, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
Fermin. Araujo. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
And a chance! We've got a goal! They have grabbed themselves an equaliser.
Well, they were starting to look more and more threatening, Peter, so this comes as no surprise. The fans here are pretty fired up now.
Piercing, and with pinpoint accuracy, he forces it through.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Fermin. And it's Pedri. Araujo. Yamal.
That's going in strongly.
Yeah, he's fouled him there. The ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. Courtois claims it, safe hands. And the half-time whistle goes. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Well, I think the manager should be pretty happy that his side managed to come in on level terms. Things seem to be going a little against them, but they stemmed the tide, got their equaliser. I think we're in for an exciting second half now.
And he shoots! Goal!
Well, it's hardly a great surprise to see him doing something thrilling, and it should send a strength and courage through every one of his teammates from here.
Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
Well, so often it comes down to that quality on the final pass, and we've got it here, Peter. The defence might want to have a good look at themselves as to how they let it happen.
Barcelona take the lead. Fran Garcia. Valverde. Looking for options for movement. Oh, it's played into the area. Oh, the clearance is short. João Cancelo. Fermin. Not the most convincing of passes. Well, they are still trailing, and they require a change of fortune, pretty sharpish. Fran Garcia cuts out the pass. Araujo. Vinicius Junior. Well, that looks a decent ball. That has been knocked clear.
Vinicius Junior really has the confidence and skill to be able to hold the ball up like that until support arrives a little sooner.
Mbappe! Oh, split-second reaction.
It's quite a show he's putting on here. This is excellent work.
Madrid with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks. Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Rudiger. It's run loose here. Plenty of appeals, but the referee is not interested. Oh, that's neat. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. And that's a foul. A simple decision for the referee.
Se va a producir un cambio de jugadores.
So the manager could make a change for the first time in the game here.
El dorsal 15.
Opts for safety.
El dorsal 20. Serán sustituidos por
Madrid are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Camavinga. And it's Bellingham. Aimed beyond the defence. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. And he's gone looking for safety. And here's Valverde. Now Howson. Just about up to 75 minutes. Valverde cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
Look, he could do with someone else taking responsibility to shift the target. He badly needs some help here.
Big chance! Should have equalised.
Well, at least it's earned him a little applause from the boss. The finish was lacking, but everything else was pretty good.
Alaba, well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Oh, super find.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Oh, well played.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Araujo. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Flings in a bullish header! That was superb goalkeeping.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Giao Cancelo. Not too much more here than seeing out time, and time is very nearly seen out.
Barcelona can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit now.
Alaba. Vinicius Junior.
Habrá 2 minutos de
Now it's
descuento.
Lewandowski. Just eases him off the ball. Belling and the shot! Oh, no question, that's a foul. And the referee has shown him a yellow card.
Se va a llevar a cabo un cambio de jugadores.
So that's it. It is all over. Madrid can justifiably find this a hard one to swallow. They gave it their all, but ultimately they